Hi everyone, Duda from Hey Help. Here's another video update on some of the things that we've been working over the past few days. So first of all, we're pretty much on the last stage of the verification process with Google. So if you are on the next batch of early users, you should have access to Hey Help really soon. We're expecting to finalize that as soon as possible. So today I'm going to talk about two things: performance on the tagging. We did some new improvements I'm going to show, and APIs key setup during the onboarding, which I think is the part that some users are still not very familiar with. All right, tagging. First thing is we are now only tagging the strictly necessary emails, which are the ones that are in your inbox or in the sent folder. And what I mean with that is that examples like this one, if you have a filter in your Gmail, so some emails skip your inbox, we were still until today tagging those emails, but they're skipping your inbox anyway. So lots of the time you don't even see those emails. We don't believe they should be tagged. So as of now, they won't be tagged anymore. That will save lots of usage and should improve the performance a lot. The other example being draft emails. So when you click on compose and draft a new email from scratch, Hey Help was tagging all of them as action required, which kind of doesn't make much sense either. So now, yeah, we are just tagging these two kind of emails: when you receive an email and it is in your inbox, or if you send an email, because obviously sometimes you replying to an email will change the status of it and consequently the tagging. So that's the first point. Second point about API key. So we added, we changed this error message here when you try to add a OpenAI API and then you get this error message. So we created a very simple help center article explaining what it means. And it's important to understand that OpenAI has its own API service, which is separate than ChatGPT. Even if you are paying for ChatGPT Plus, you don't necessarily have access to the OpenAI API. That's a separate service with separate billing, and they require you to have a payment method in file and some credits to be able to use it. I just opened like the OpenAI platform here. I'm creating a free account. So in the previous page, they gave me an API key, I copied, I put in Hey Help, but then you see if I click on continue, the immediate next step is to, okay, add your credits. If I don't do that, your API key won't work anywhere. It won't work in Hey Help and it won't work in any other software you try to use this API key on. So we always recommend, if you are not paying for OpenAI yet, if you don't really care about really having OpenAI as a provider, you can alternatively just create a free account with Gemini and get a free API key with them. That will allow you to get started straight away with no need to incur extra costs or extra steps on it. So we explain all of that in this Help Center article, how to choose between the providers. But yeah, basically, if you're getting this error from OpenAI or Anthropic, everything applies to Anthropic as well. That's the reason. And if you want to get started quick and free, just go for Gemini. The other thing, by the way, I wrote an article in our blog last week about why we made the decision to make Hey Help BYOK, and BYOK being bring your own key, which is this model where users can add their own API key into the software. We believe that is a more affordable and scalable way to provide our services to users, and giving obviously the flexibility for users to choose how they want their AI assistant to work. Also about tagging is about existing labels in Gmail. So you see here I have a Hey Help tag, but I also have a sales team tag that it might be a tag that I already had it previously in my Gmail. So for some reason, Hey Help was hiding all of these labels, existing Gmail labels that users already had previously to Hey Help. This has now been sorted as well. So your previous Gmail tags, they won't be affected. When you have a Hey Help, we're just going to add our own tags, and your existing tags and your filters and rules, they will all keep working as normal. That's it for today. AI drafts, we're already testing it internally. We're very close, and there's lots of things to talk about it, but I'm going to do a separate video when it's time Yeah, if you haven't jumped in yet, remember we still have the lifetime deal available. Price changed now to 129, but it is still a one-off payment for forever access to Hey Help. And as always, please keep sending feedback or anything. We're here to listen, and see you in the next video. Thank you.